Hey there. This cute little analogy came to me today, and I have to share it with you. It's kind of like how learning how to play t-ball is similar to learning how to market your business. I have been. This is the first year that I've been coaching my 4-year-old daughter's t-ball team. So it's the first year she ever plays, knows nothing about t-ball, but she insisted that she had to play, and so I'm coaching her. Okay. We had our first two games this week, and we've been practicing for a few weeks before now. And like during the practice, we were doing all the fundamentals, teaching them how to run the bases, teaching them how to hit the ball, how to catch, how to field, how to throw, all the fundamentals of this is how you play t-ball. But we hadn't had a scrimmage or anything like that yet, and we thought, it never occurred to us that they couldn't see the big picture. So we had our first two games this week, and we learned a lot about what they know and what they don't know. And for example, the particular example that I'm thinking of is they got up to bat and they hit the ball off the tee. And then at first they kind of just stood there. And then we realized, oh, hey, you have to run to first base. Like you hit the ball and then you run to first base. So it's like you do the thing and then you take the next step. The one next step is run to first base, right? So then I'm standing there on first base coaching them, and the next player gets up to bat and then hits the ball off the tee. And the one on first base is kind of still standing there. And I'm like, hey, run to second base. Like they didn't realize that, oh, once you get to first base, then you got to run to second base. So it was like putting all the pieces together. First, you run to first base, second base, third base. And when you come into home, that's when you score the point. And when you score enough points, your team wins, right? So it never occurred to me until now that we would have to teach them like the big picture of the game. Well, we kind of did that, but I guess not in enough detail. Or maybe they just didn't get it yet. So they need more repetition. So it was like running to first base. And then once they got to second base, then it was like, hey, run to third base. Hey, run to home. So teaching them each one next step. But once they did those things and got the experience by the second game, some of them were really picking up on it and really understanding, like, I didn't have to do so much coaching them once they got on first base. Okay, what are you going to do next? I'm going to run to second base. Okay, good. So it made me think about marketing and how we're learning to market our businesses, because so many entrepreneurs say, okay, I'm going to do it. They step up to the plate and they hit the ball. And that's like opening their door saying, I'm in business. I'm going to do this. And then they have to run to first base, the first base of marketing, which is they think is doing one thing, which is like posting on social media or having a website. Let's go with having a website. I think they have to have a website so that people will know that they're in business, like their storefront sign. So then they do the things and they get the website. So they're on first base and they have their website, and then they're like, well, now what? Now what's the next thing? Like, what? Okay, I'm gonna have the website. But they're not done yet, right? Then they start doing like creating a social media plan. And so that's like running a second base. And then like that's their next step. And then they have their social media. They're doing stuff on social media. Okay, good. Now what? Now they're just sitting there on second base with their website and social media. And then they realize, oh, I need to take this work. I need to like build a deeper relationship with these people that are following me so that I can make a better, higher quality offer to them that they will accept. So then they like run to third base, like start their email list, start email marketing, start doing all the things that way. Then they start seeing, oh, like it all works together. And we have this plan, this system of a way to market myself where it all flows together. And then once they're doing all those things consistently, then they start having people hire them, which is like making running into home and scoring the point, like when a client hires you. So it was really interesting. And I had to say, so two takeaways. One is for you as the entrepreneur, what is focus on only one next step. What is the right step for you? And what is one next step that you can take to make this plan work for you? Like to make your marketing plan, your strategy work for you effectively and efficiently without like sucking all of your time, right? And then the second thing is, how can you communicate to the people that you want to hire you? How can you communicate one next step for them to take to build a deeper relationship with you? So how can you get them to run to first base? How can you get them to just focus on running to second base? Like just give them one next thing to do without sending them to all the different places. I hope this is helpful. This is something that I do with my clients. They get stressed out thinking that they're going to have all of their, all their assets on social media and they're going to have all these clients hiring them. But it doesn't really work like that. You need to have all the steps in place, all the systems in place. You absolutely need to be focusing on growing your email list, even over social media. Social media is like a step, a base, but you have to have the email list. You have to have somewhere where they can find you online and learn more about you. And you have to have one next step for them, which is what I do. So if you need help with this, let me know. Feel free to reach out. I have tons of resources that I've created in my vault about email marketing, about social media marketing. There's even information about websites. I don't do websites, but there's stuff in there about that. So in simple terms, how can you communicate to your clients to take one next step, or to your audience to take one next step to grow closer to you? All right, have a great weekend.